Don't let YouTube decide what information you get. That's your choice. YouTube is deleting our videos and cuts you off from a source of honest reporting. Make sure you don't lose access to NTD's news content, and take a quick moment to subscribe to our newsletter so no matter what happens here, you'll keep your access to a trustworthy news source.
Police found a live pipe bomb at an Iowa polling place Tuesday morning. Voters were casting ballots for a school district special election, but they were evacuated due to the bomb. Officers were called to the Lakeside Center just outside of Des Moines, Iowa at around 9:30 a.m. There they found a device resembling a pipe bomb in the grass. Police later confirmed the device was indeed a live pipe bomb. Officers then evacuated the building. The state fire marshal and FBI agents were called in. Technicians safely detonated the bomb, and voters were allowed back inside around 3 hours later. No one was injured. Polk County Auditor Jamie Fitzgerald said in a tweet that a couple walking their dog discovered the bomb. He said there's no way of knowing how long the device had been there and that officials don't know whether the bomb was related to the election. President Biden says he's okay with reducing the number of people eligible for the next round of stimulus payments. If you make over $80,000 a year, you're out. If you make under $75,000, you'll get the full $1,400 payment, and those in between will get smaller checks. The New York Post says Biden signed off on it to appease moderate Senate Democrats. And two Democrat aides apparently told Business Insider the $400 unemployment benefit would stay the same until the end of August. A controversial lab in Wuhan is studying a new virus, and this one could be even more deadly than the CCP virus. NTD's Tiffany Meyer has more.
Wuhan's controversial Virology Institute is doing research on another virus, and this one could be even more deadly than the CCP or Chinese Communist Party virus. It's called the Lake virus. The new infection doesn't come from bats or seafood like the CCP virus is thought to. Instead, it's mainly transmitted through mosquitoes or ticks. The research paper was published in Frontiers in Microbiology magazine last month. To conduct the research, Wuhan's Virology Institute worked with two other Chinese institutions. One of them is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention in the Xinjiang region, the same area that the Uyghur ethnic minority calls home. This virus got its name from the area where it was first found, the Lake area in Xinjiang region. It was isolated from a certain type of mosquito there. This is the first time the Lake virus has been studied, though it had previously been found in nature. The Virology Institute study sheds light on how it functions. Scientists there discovered that mice are easily infected by the virus and died within 5 to 9 days of catching it. The new virus also caused problems almost everywhere in the body. The infected mice lost weight and showed mild symptoms of brain swelling. The virus also attacked the rodent's central nervous system, blood, liver, spleen, and other areas. The research triggered heated discussion among Chinese netizens. Someone from Wuhan commented, quote, "I beg the Wuhan Research Institute to move away. Another city, please kindly accept it. Seeing this report really scared the heck out of me." Another netizen urged other countries to get prepared, warning all countries should quickly develop vaccines.
Longtime Fox 10 News anchor Kari Lake is speaking out about why viewers won't be seeing her back on the air. Lake says she felt she was contributing to division by reading news that wasn't fully truthful. NTD's Grace Coulter has the story.
It's been a serious struggle for me, and I no longer want to do this job anymore.
Governor Doug Ducey. After nearly 30 years in the news business, Fox 10 anchor Kari Lake has decided to step down. The Emmy Award-winning anchor, who is a household name in Phoenix, posted this video on Monday explaining her decision.
Sadly, journalism has changed a lot since I first stepped into a newsroom, and I'll be honest, I don't like the direction it's going.
She says the media needs more balanced coverage and a wider range of viewpoints in every newsroom level and position. But Lake said over the past few years, she hasn't felt proud to be a member of the media.
I found myself reading news copy that I didn't believe was fully truthful or only told part of the story. And I began to feel that I was contributing to the fear and division in this country by continuing on in this profession.
This ultimately leading her to resign, and she's not the only one. In recent times, a number of people in the news industry have left their jobs, citing similar reasons, like Barry Weiss, who was a columnist for the New York Times. She left last year citing intolerance toward different viewpoints in the workplace and among editors. In her resignation letter to The Times, Weiss wrote, "If a person's ideology is in keeping with the new orthodoxy, they and their work remain unscrutinized. Everyone else lives in fear of the digital Thunderdome." Lake expressed how hard it is to walk away from your job. She says there will probably be hit pieces written about her, but that her faith guides her and gives her hope.
It is scary walking away from a good job and a successful career, especially in difficult times. I know God has my back and will guide me to work that aligns with my values.
Lake says she knows that many of her viewers are also waking up to what's happening in the news industry. Grace Coulter, NTD News.
People are flocking to buy Dr. Seuss books after it was announced 6 of his books would stop being published. Countless Dr. Seuss favorites like Cat in the Hat, Green Eggs and Ham, and Horton Hears a Who soared to the top of Amazon's bestsellers list, securing 9 of the 10 top sellers, dominating the rest of the charts. And the 6 banned books are also in demand. One bundle is selling on eBay for nearly $3,000 with at least 5 bids so far. This shows Dr. Seuss remains popular, maybe even more so after the ban. This year, his books earned an estimated $33 million before taxes, and Forbes listed the author as number 2 on its highest paid deceased celebrities of 2020. The Senate is trying to uncover internal issues that made the January 6th breach of the Capitol possible. The D.C. National Guard chief, the FBI, and Pentagon officials testified today. NTD's Melina Wisecup has more on the Senate hearing.
There was a 3-hour delay in sending the National Guard troops to the Capitol as the January 6th breach unfolded. The delay was partly due to the line of communication within the chain of command. At 1:30 p.m., then Capitol Police Chief pleaded on the phone to get help at the Capitol.
The approval for Chief Son's request would eventually come from the Acting Secretary of Defense and be relayed to me by Army senior leaders at 5:08 p.m., about 3 hours and 19 minutes later.
Washington, D.C.'s National Guard chief says that on January 5th, the Secretary of the Army sent a memo requiring that he submit a concept of operation before employing a quick reaction force. The chief says such a direction is unusual.
The Secretary of the Army's memorandum to me required that a concept of operation be submitted to him before the employment of a quick reaction force.
That means the Pentagon was ultimately responsible for deciding when to deploy the National Guard. Pentagon official Robert Seuss says the Defense Secretary spent time understanding what the Guard's mission would be before sending them. Seuss points out that then Defense Secretary Christopher Miller was walking on eggshells. That's because National Guard deployment during the summer riots was met with heavy scrutiny.
That then led in some way to this reaction where, well, we're going to be careful. We're going to be more careful. We're going to put some restraints on how we deploy the Guard that we previously haven't before. Have I got that correct?
You do, Senator. That's exactly what happened, Senator.
Okay.
But just to call into mind that we had a new secretary, too. Secretary Esper had left. Secretary Miller came in. He was aware of the events, and he wanted to make the decisions at his level.
Senator Josh Hawley says the use of the National Guard did become politicized over the summer. That's why it backfired on January 6th.
That there was a political reaction to events from over the summer, and that political reaction resulted in restraints being put on Guard deployment that ultimately ended up being dangerous on the day here on January the 6th.
And during the hearing, the Department of Homeland Security warned that there is another attack on the Capitol being planned for March 4th.
We issued a bulletin last night, co-authored with the FBI, about extremists discussing March 4th and March 6th.
The National Guard is still deployed at the Capitol and ready to respond to the attempted breach if it does happen. Melina Wisecup, NTD News.